is not ideal, but ECOWAS won't allow Niger Junta to buy time insincerely, Tinubu tells US presidential envoy. The US president, or the president, that's Tinubu actually, said this on Saturday when he received US presidential envoy and Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Ambassador Molifi, at the State House in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu said that though war is not ideal, ECOWAS, which he leads, would not allow the Niger Republic military leaders to insincerely buy time in the current crisis. He said the crisis in Nigeria or Niger Republic would not deter him from concluding his economic forum program successfully for the benefit of Nigerians. We are deep in our attempts to peacefully settle the issue in Niger by leveraging on our diplomatic tools. I continue to hold ECOWAS back, despite its readiness for all options. In order to exhaust all remedial mechanisms, war is not ideal for the region, but the defense of democracy is sacrosanct. You want to defend them. It's the hypocrisy. And I think you want to defend democracy, but look at how you practice democracy in your country, because by democracy, technically, you shouldn't even be president. So allowing them to sincerely buy time, it's the least of your worries. Just be honest with how you're making your moves. Tinubu, in a statement by spokesman Ajuri Ngelale, advised Ambassador Fee to ensure that U.S. policy is intentionally collaborative with independent African democracies at a time. Interesting. You know what is funny? The U.S. have an airbase in Niger Republic. So it's like, that in itself gives you a bit more of a rounded idea as to obviously why America is involved in this and why Nigeria is very, I don't know, Tinubu just sounds very American, if that makes sense. It's very, in what he's saying, especially in the defense of democracy, it just sounds so, it's like it's an American template but a Nigerian on it, if that makes sense. Because, what we're meant to do, we're not meant to buy time. It's like Tinubu sounds strategic and sounding like as if it's funny. So it's like this, when I found out that the US has an airbase in Niger Republic, I'm like, okay, makes sense. And makes sense why obviously Nigeria, who tends to lean on the side of America a lot when it comes to diplomatic issues and all that. It's not a surprise that Nigeria is taking it upon themselves to, obviously be involved. Obviously, Tinubu is ECOWAS chairman, and, the ways in which the democratic rulers, all that, try to show or try to make change. First of all, it's always usually warnings first and then sanctions, which of course has raised a lot of red flags in the country with other politicians thinking, wait, is the sanction fair? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, but that's what it is. So I don't buy into the BS of whatever, Tinubu is trying to say, because honestly, if we're going to go down to it, it's just protecting American investments. That's just all that it is. It's not even about Tinubu trying to protect West Africa or democracy. It's like the fact the US is involved makes it a bigger issue because their presence there or their investments there would be threatened. So that's, to put things in context rather than making the story longer than it is or longer than it should. That's it. ECOWAS resolution of use of force militarily is the best option. Very sad indeed, mad people everywhere. What of you? You are bulking and buying time as Nigeria's president. Everybody knows you didn't win. So it's like the game that you're trying to stop the Nigerian military from playing is what you are playing very, very well. Isn't that hypocritical? You are Nigerian president, not ECOWAS president. Well, he is ECOWAS president or ECOWAS chairman. Don't waste your money on a senseless war. You see, now that's the thing with American influence. How can you determine that doesn't happen? So it's like, yes, talk about war. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, look at Tinubu's tone of speech here. It sounds so American. It's like, with history and wars and conflicts America has been involved in the past, their presidents just, it's like a template. You just know that's an American president speaking, if that makes sense. And so saying, oh, there's no point in a senseless war. If America is involved, I don't think that nothing is stopping that. That is not an unlikely situation. That is a very likely situation. And it may just be that the Americans are basically, controlling the hands of Tinubu as ECOWAS president to push for that. Because now they're sanctioned. And, when it comes to wars, studying the UN, and just with unions all over the world. Obviously, ECOWAS is just a small sect of the African Union, then, the United Nations and other organizations. So it's like there's always a step-by-step process, which after sanctions, then the next stage is military intervention. That's usually how it is. So saying that he shouldn't spend money in a senseless war, to be fair, it's highly unlikely that Tinubu is the person making decisions from henceforth. And now that the Americans have come on, Molly McPhee or whatever her name is, has arrived Nigeria, like, it's highly unlikely that he's making decisions independently. But I think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.